No, nobody's coming out. I don't think it's a good idea for you guys to come out. No. I think you should stay in here. Yeah. You should stay in here and keep her company because she just had her babies. Yeah. I'm gonna go and move the afterbirth because that's not okay. Yeah, hi Mama. You did such a good job. So, Mama, I'm gonna move that afterbirth there because I don't want the crows, the ravens coming to get it and then they threaten your little babies. Oh, they're so cute. They're so cute.
I had prepped the horse trailer for this round of births with fresh, clean straw because in the winter, every single sheep birthed inside this horse trailer. And I believe it was not just protection from the cold, but also protection from the ravens. So I'm going to show you what the ravens do to the newborn lambs and why it's super important to, do whatever you can to protect them. Please look away for the next 20 seconds if you don't want to see it. It's really gruesome, all right? So ravens typically pick out the butthole and the eyes and the intestines. This one is completely bizarre because that's happened, but the entire head is gone. And we have no idea how this happened, and a neighbor who has 200 sheep has never seen this. Then in the springtime, we lost another one, and you can see the telltale raven pecking signs. And then you can also see how they just completely remove the lamb's eyes. And so after these two deaths by raven, I noticed that the next birth, which was Cassie, not only did she stay in the trailer for almost 2 days, but Jimmy Jane, the ram, stayed with her. It's like they were like, we are not taking any more chances. And then the other really interesting thing is that when Mama Sage, who is the oldest experienced ewe, gave birth, her babies went under the trailer, and you're going to see this happen with Cece and why I'm so happy with it. The white lamb baaing is Mama Sage, and that's her baby Angel right next to her. And the white one with 2 black dots is Polka. And Polka's mom is Cassie, who just stepped forward there. We showed you them earlier. We showed you when Polka was born in the trailer in winter, and Jimmy Jane stayed to protect him. So what's really interesting here is this is the first contact that I've seen with the rest of the herd and the new babies. And as you watch what happens here, it's really interesting to me that Cece is not just giving the herd free access to her babies, going, well, this is your herd, and of course we're all together. And it's also interesting as you watch Cece, the difference in her levels of concern with the older sheep, which is what you see there, but there Polka just broke through. Polka's a baby, and then Mama Sage's daughter, Angel, is also still a baby. They are only 5 months old. And you will see a marked difference between the way Cece treats the 2 babies, there they are, Polka and Angel, versus the way she treats the older ewes. She seems to, of course, understand that the younger ones are going to need a whole lot more boundaries. And it's quite interesting. See, Mama Sage just moved Cece's baby, and Cece's not too concerned with that. Mama Sage is 8 years old. She's the herd leader. But right there, Cece cut off Angel. She is not okay with Angel touching her baby or being close to her baby. Ajna is the number one ewe that wants out of the arena because that's their normal schedule, is they put themselves into the arena every night. I leave the gate open and they put themselves in as it gets dark, and then we lock up the gate so they're secure for the night. Just an extra layer of protection against predators. And then in the morning I open the gate and they all go out. And so the other sheep are like, could you let us out? And this is my judgment call. I want them to all stay in the arena with Cece because I don't want to muck up their herd and their bonding and their dynamic. And I don't want to cause Cece anxiety by leaving her on her own or with maybe just one other sheep. So I this is a judgment call for me. I don't know if I'm making the right decision, but I'm going with my gut. And my gut says to keep the other sheep locked up with her for at least, a full 48 hours. And then after that, I'm thinking I can probably let out some of them. And maybe I'll just make sure that one sheep stays behind with her. And then the rest can go out. That's what I'm thinking at this point, and then we'll see how it goes. What's interesting for me to observe too is how far does Cece feel comfortable to be away from her newborns? Like, what's the distance where you hit her boundary and she comes back in? Or the babies hit a boundary where she's no longer comfortable unless they come back closer to her. So this is something that I've learned very well with the horses, and horses are a great animal to test this with because you can just start walking towards a horse, but turn on all your energetic sensing. And as you get closer to that horse, feel first with your body, when do you hit that horse's boundary that you're now in their energetic space? So I'm not talking about where they feel comfortable to have you, because that's going to change depending on the horse, right? But where do you hit the energy bubble of the horse? Can you perceive that? And then when you hit that, take a step back out and take a breath. And then wait and see if the horse gives you any sign, either energetically, telepathically, or physically. It could be also a calming signal like an exhale or a relaxation response, and see if the horse gives you permission to come in closer. What we just saw with the helicopter, Cece is not okay with this. So this is another thing that correlates with horses, is that people use helicopters to round up wild horses. Now, these sheep are fairly wild. They actually lived on their own with no humans for 5 years, the parent herd of these sheep, and that's why I brought them here. But they are very concerned about this helicopter. Look at Cece, like, she's got babies, she doesn't know what this is. Can you imagine what a nightmare it is for horses who have actually been chased by helicopters? What we're watching now is, and the reason I'm filming closely, is after the babies are up and moving around, and you can see that, so this is the one with the pure white tail. The other one has a spotted tail, the one lying down. The spotted tail, he is having trouble with their legs. So I'm keeping an eye on that. I want to see that lamb moving a whole lot better than it currently is. But I also will be really happy when I see them nurse. And you would think, look at her udder. It's huge. Look at her nipple. It's like her nipple is sticking out. Hello, here I am. You watch what happens as these babies try to, so spotted tail is up, but now white tail's moved in. And white tail, you think, oh, he's got it. No, actually I think she's a girl, you'll see later. Whitetail does not have the nipple, because if she did, her little tail would be winging back and forth. That's something that, like that. But see how then it stops? That tail should go straight up in the air and shake back and forth vigorously. That shows that they're latched on and they're getting milk. So as you watch these two babies try, she's just so weak, the poor thing, and her legs are just not working well. You watch these two babies try to find that milk and they can find the udder usually, but they just seem to have a heck of a time finding the nipple, which is really remarkable to me. I mean, it's so big, it's so obvious, it's right at the perfect height. I'm mystified as to why they find it so difficult. But perhaps all of their senses are not fully on board. I mean, they were just born. This is like, they're dry, so they were obviously born, I would say, at least 4 hours ago, maybe 3. So probably all, smells coming online, visions coming online. How about their nervous system? Like, there's just so much that has to come together and start working. You see, little Spotted Tail she's looking in her mom's chest for the udder. She just cannot figure this out. There she goes. Okay, you're like, okay, surely she's got it. And see how Cece gives her a little encouraging, nudge with her in her butt to go, yeah, that's right, just keep going. She is not on that nipple. She's looking for it. Her tail's starting to go, but you can see she's not, now she's completely sideways. This little one is just clueless. So I will not be happy until I see, especially the Spotted Tail, because she's the weaker and she's struggling with her limbs. I'm not going to be happy. And look at Whitetail, how much bigger Whitetail is than Spotted. So White's got some more leeway to go without milk, but this little Spotted Tail one is so tiny that I just would really like to see. I just would really like to see them nurse. Yeah, see, like, it boggles, and then she's going back to look for the udder at the chest. She just turned right around. It makes you, I breastfed 3 of my babies for a total of 5 years, and boy, when I watch these lambs, does it ever make me thankful to be a human where you can just pick up your boob and shove it in their mouth? Here you go. Here's the nip. It's so much easier than what these little guys are going through and what their mama has to there. She's nudging him back again. He's looking. Oh my God, you just can't, like, it's right there. And then she takes a step. So it's not like she makes it super easy. I mean, she does help them. But I've seen with all of the mamas where the baby is just getting latched and they'll take a step. So here we have one of the older ewes, but this is Ajna. Cece's not okay with Ajna. No, she's not okay. See the difference between her treatment of Ajna and Mama Sage. That's Mama Sage coming forward. Now that's Mama Sage's baby Angel. This sheep walking forward is Cassie. Remember, Cassie is Polka's mom. And there's Polka standing behind Mama Sage. See? Cece not too worried about Cassie. And it could just be that she didn't like Ajna's energy in that moment. Or, you know, she asked Ajna to back up and Ajna didn't, so then she smacked her. So, you know, this is an ongoing dynamic dialogue. You have to, just like with horses, you have to watch them for hours before you can get a real understanding of the herd dynamic. And so now this is how a lamb nurses. This is Angel nursing off Mama Sage. See the tail? There you go. You will see the tail do that when they get latched on and they get really going. That's what we're looking for with Cece's babies. Oh, did that not look painful and tender? Any woman who's given birth is feeling for Cece right now. We're like, I know exactly how you feel. But it's interesting that, you know, she's given birth and, you know, where most of us would be knocked out. And not only is she still up and active, but she's on duty, she's protecting, she's going head to head with other sheep, she's alert for ravens, I mean, honestly, as a human, it just makes you feel kind of wimpy when you watch animals and how they can function with low levels of challenges that would, you know, kind of knock us sideways. Here we go, little spotted tails trying again. And you watch this and you're like, does she have it? I think she's got it. But then look where her head is. And remember where that nipple is. It's way lower than where her head is. So she's probably just got a piece of the udder but she doesn't have the nipple. See how low down the nipple is? Yeah, then she's like, I tie. I gotta sit down now. So let's watch a series of these lambs try to find the nipple and try to nurse and just fail over and over. Poor little loves.
I know you're not happy at being locked in here. I know. Well, you're just going to have to give her one day and a night. Then tomorrow we'll see about letting maybe 2 of you out. Okay, Ajna? Ajna's the one the most unhappy about it. You got plenty to eat in here. Ain't that right, Cece? Yeah, we don't want you alone because of the ravens. Yeah, and we don't want to disrupt your herd and the whole structure and dynamic and your relationships and all the rest of it.
As the afternoon wears on, you can see that Cece is starting to move around a little bit more with her babies, and we're about to see little Spotted Tail do exactly what I talked about before, which is get herself undercover under the trailer. That is not only cool and shaded under there, but that is the absolute safest place for these babies to be until they get a little quicker, a little more mobile, a little stronger. The weather today is absolutely bizarre. We have really high winds. 1 minute it's sunny, the next minute it's raining. By the time we got to the end of this day, I think we had rain come on and off about literally 9 times. And I'm going to show you some footage towards the end. I'm going to show you the horses, but I'm also going to show you how the sun is shining and it is raining. It's just been the most bizarre weather day. But also, coming up at the end, you'll see why this was such a special day to herald the arrival of Cece's lambs. And what's super awesome about the herd now, those of you who watched the earlier videos with the sheep might be noticing, look at the port, look at her with the insects, the flies. There's a biting fly out right now. It's just nasty. But those of you who watched the earlier videos might notice that, hey, there's a few less sheep. And what happened is that I sat with them for hours over several days and made a decision about which sheep were going to go to my neighbor and which are going to stay here, because when I originally got these sheep, I ordered 6 ewes and a wether, which is a castrated ram. And then it turned out that one of the ewes was a ram. It was Jane turned into Jimmy Jane. So then now we're breeding, which I had not planned for. I did not set out to do, a grass-fed meat business. That's not what I do. That's not who I am. So I gave Jimmy Jane and some of the lambs and ewes to a lovely, lovely Mennonite family who will do a super humane on-farm one-shot kill where the sheep doesn't even see it coming. They're instantly brain dead. There's absolutely no suffering, no nothing. And they will do all that on site, so they won't be rounded up on a trailer. They won't be taken to the slaughterhouse, because the problem with sheep is they're like bunny rabbits. Their gestation period is 5 months, and then boom, they get pregnant right away. So, and then they have twins. So like, I did the math and I was like, I'm going to be hitting January with 34 sheep. And let me tell you, these sheep, when they're full grown, they're 180 to 200 pounds. And 3 of them, because they're pregnant or nursing, eat as much as an adult horse. So you can imagine the hay bill. I mean, the land would love to have that many sheep for sure, but the hay bill would just cannot do that. So I split the herd, and these are the ones that are left now. My agreement with these guys is that the babies that they're having now, they get to keep. So they will not be given away to my neighbor's farm, and they will not be slaughtered, and they will have their babies until they die a natural death. So this is going to be the new solid herd, and I really hope that each of these babies survives. Of course, we're on a wilderness ranch. We have every predator here. We have coyote, wolf, bobcat, cougar, lynx, bear, just everything. So, and raven. So, I mean, I love ravens, don't get me wrong. but ravens and baby lambs don't mix. Okay, here we go. Angel has come up, and Cece's like, no, hell no. And here's little Polka, the other 5-month-old. So Cece showed Angel quite strongly there. No, hard no. And let's see if Angel listens now. There's her mama. There's Mama Sage. Mama Sage is not interfering with Cece's boundary setting with her daughter. She's asking her, but Angel is just not listening as well as I would want to see. And that is Cassie, Polka's mom, who Cece was just fine with before, so looks to still be fine with her. Oh, Angel. Look how strong the little white tail is getting. Okay, see that? That peeing, that means she's a girl. When they squat to pee like that, it's a female. Usually. I mean, I'm happy because whoever I don't have to castrate, I'm happy. Oh. See, Polka's a bit freaked out and scared by the lamb. Polka doesn't want to have anything to do with this. But Angel is just, it's interesting. I mean, she hasn't hurt the lamb, but she's certainly being more insistent than, there you go. She's way more insistent than Cece asked her. We're going to watch a little replay of that. You can see how Cece's now hitting Angel harder because she had already asked her before and Angel didn't listen. And she really needs to listen to a mama when she sets her boundaries. And through the whole thing, does Mama Sage interfere? Nope, because she knows that Angel needs to learn to listen to the mamas. That's Angel's mama just watching. Yeah. But now she's being smarter about getting out of the way. See, girl, see how she squats to pee? Poor Cece. Things are getting a little hairy. So as I watch this helped me determine, yeah, I am going to let a bunch of them out tomorrow just to reduce the pressure on Cece for having to manage everybody around her babies. And probably if they were out in the pasture, this wouldn't be happening because there's so much space and the babies, the other lambs, Angel wouldn't be bored. And, you know, so this is again, when we confine animals and we put them in, you know, unnatural settings, we get unnatural behaviors and we get a lot more competition. Okay, so here's Kumba. This is where I threw the afterbirth and he has not found it. So that tells me that the ravens have indeed picked up that afterbirth. Oh, Mama Sage. She's pregnant again. Mama Sage has had like 16 babies in a row. So I think she'll be very happy that this next birth is going to be her last one because there will be no ram here. So no one has to get pregnant again. And the wildies were really happy. Sione and Kalia were really happy when they came and they realized they didn't have to be pregnant every year and birthing every year, nursing every year. Because Sione's body was so broken down. And again, so is nature always best? I mean, nature is geared for survival first and quality of life second, right? Because there's no quality of life if you're dead. So, you know, this is the other interesting that I've learned watching wild animals that then come under my domain, and I try to leave them as wild as possible, that there are certainly aspects of domestication that they prefer.
Oh dear. You just dug your sleep spot and now it's raining.
Look at her udder. You gotta hope those babies start drinking milk pretty darn soon. And where are the horses on this crazy rain sun day? Well, they are way up behind in the trees to the back of the property, but I do have some footage here of a couple days ago. So what's happening here is Odie asked to come in, and then 3 others asked to come in, but we have this whole area around the house gated off because of the cows. You cannot have cows and calves coming in and doing God knows what to the vehicles and all the rest of it. So then what happened is the rain started, and then Big Mama decided she wanted to go back out with the rest of the herd standing there, but now the gate is locked and I was on the porch, so things just got a little spicy. And there you can see the sheep in the background, which is where they want to be, not locked in the arena.
Montaro, cool as a cucumber.
Okay, I guess I better go let them out. And then right after this, I'm going to show you some of this crazy weather we've been having today. A double rainbow to commemorate the birth of the twins. How awesome is that?